Good morning. I'm Judge Person. I need to go through and identify everyone, and then I will get started. The person identified as Balde, Balde, I'm going to ask you to unmute because you were first into the meeting.
Ask me what?
Yes. So what is your name, please?
Baltimore Esparza.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. And you came in first, so I will actually take your case first, but I need to identify others. While I'm doing that, I'm going to mute you and ask you to get onto video, please. Can you do so?
Yes, ma'am.
Gentlemen, you're identified as KV's phone. Can you give me your full name, please? Sorry.
I'm sorry, it's Kevon Malone.
Okay, Mr. Malone, thank you very much. I can find your file, you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, I will not have a clue what we are talking about. Okay. And ma'am, and I'll mute you, sir, but you're second, okay? And I've got other people coming in. I'll grab them in a moment before we start. Ma'am, what is your name, please? So hold on, let me unmute you, sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my name is Quinata Adkins.
Okay, Miss Adkins, great. I've got your file right here. You're third, and I'll be right with you. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Torres, I will be, or sorry, it's Ms. Torres. Ms. Torres, excuse me. You're fourth into the meeting, and I'll be with you shortly.
Okay.
Let's see. Cortland Roundtree. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Good morning.
No, ma'am, I've muted you. I'm going to keep you muted. Cortland Roundtree. Good morning. Sorry, I'm having a little difficulty.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Roundtree. You're fifth, and I'll be with you shortly. So when I call on you, if you're not by your phone, I skip you, so just stay handy. But I'll have everybody on mute until it's their turn, okay? Good morning, I'm Judge Person. Welcome to Temple Municipal Court. I do want to let you know that if you're new here, if you haven't been in court before, I will be arraigning you and talking to you about your options. But what I'll do is just go through each person's case and we'll try to sort it out. I'm going to begin with Baltimore Esparza. I think, there you are, sir. Great. Thank you for getting on to visual. It makes it go faster, okay? And I'm trying to get you unmuted. I don't know why we're having some trouble today. So far, we haven't had trouble, but there we go. Great. Hi, how are you, sir?
How are we doing?
I'm good. And this is your dad?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. We kind of are at the point where we were looking at revoking you. This is dating back from February, the citation itself. And I showed that you came in and turned in a permit that you had provided a permit to us. I guess it was yesterday at 10:34. We were already about to revoke you. I know there's been some problems with the red class, and we had to make some changes. But just looking, let me just kind of look at the order real quickly. I don't think you ever, I think we had made an agreement verbally for teen court, and then we needed you to sign off on your paperwork, and you never did. You never came in and signed it.
When we tried to go, the office was closed.
No,
And
there's a
then
sign on the door. We haven't been closed. And the sign says call. And we've literally had hundreds of people walk up and call. So if you called, we would have said, oh, we'll come get you. So saying we were closed, we have not been closed. We haven't closed at all.
No, this was when it first started.
Yeah, I'm
Back when
understanding
he
that.
first had
I
the wreck.
understand that because that was like March. And here we are. It's 6, 7, 8 months later.
I know.
And I'm sure you've left the house since then. So I don't really find it an excuse to say, well, we drove by and it looked closed. Well, did you call? Because we would have given you instructions. To me, you're not putting any skin in this game, but you want me to. So I don't really see what we're doing except wasting the court's time.
No, and we signed him up for the driver's permit, which he already got. And
Right.
I made sure he immediately signed up for the online course, which we did drop the ball on. I wasn't trying to make excuses. He's
Yeah,
already
that was
on it.
due in November. But the bottom line is we don't have an agreement. You didn't make an agreement because here's the agreement.
Mhm.
And on the signature block, there's no signature. So one, I'm not surprised you didn't know what to do because you never came by and dealt with your paperwork. How would you know even what to do? And then we've mailed some things to you. But I mean, the critical point in a order is either I just order you to do something or we come to an agreement. Right now, you're operating under the assumption that there's an agreement, and I'm operating under the reality that there is not one. Okay, because nobody manifested their agreement with a signature. The case manager's here. I'm going to turn to her, Ms. Gonzalez, and ask her if she has a recommendation. Just give me a moment. Yes, ma'am. Right. Right.
So we are at the end of the time frame.
Except we never started it.
Right. I recommend that, if they, because he was asking if we could do the drive and safe report right now, to get that turned in.
And your feeling is you wanted to get me to look at it
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
And I would say we could allow it, but I mean, I would need it at least probably by next week.
Yeah, I think turn in by. We do have some closed holiday time. Can we say turn in by January 5th? Okay. So here's what she's recommending. Excuse me, I got something in my eye. Oh, absolutely. Here's what she's recommending. She is saying that y'all are willing to get this class completed that was due. And I'm not really wanting to do that until I know there's a signature on this order. So I'll revamp the order to include the permit since I know you took a long class for that. And then this is one more class that I'm requiring. And what I'm going to say is, I need you to come by today before noon and sign this order. And it will give you until January 5th to get that class turned in and still gain the dismissal.
We'll head over right now.
Okay, we'll have it at the front within about 10 minutes. If you walk up to the door or pull up to the door, there are written directions for what to do. You have an appointment, we are appointment, and you can walk up and call and have an appointment. So we're taking anyone who wants to come in, but you just have to actually initiate that because we have a protocol we are required to follow by the Supreme Court. So we're going to follow it, right?
We'll swing
But
by
that
as I
doesn't
drop
mean that
them
you
off.
can't get in. Sorry?
We'll swing by as I drop them off at school, okay?
Yes. Well, the order will be there. If you don't, I'll just do the revocation instead. Okay, that's where I'm at. Do it now or don't do it. Okay? All right. Don't wait to do your class. Get it done and get it turned in next week. Those can take a little while to get the permit to get the certificate to you. If you wait, you might miss your window, and I will not give extensions. Teen court has a limited amount of time that we're allowed to do it. We are stretching that boundary right now. I'm not going to stretch it any further. Okay, I just don't have the legal ability to do it. There are constraints in the law, and I have to follow them. So I'll give you what I can give you at this point. If you won't meet me halfway, then we're just done. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Dad, you're going to help him figure it
Yes,
out?
ma'am.
Okay. Any
you.
questions? Yes,
No,
sir.
ma'am, thank you. We'll get right on it.
Okay. I mean, because the alternative is it's a $370.80 problem. So pick. I want him to be safer. I wanted that months ago.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Let's get that part done. Mr. Malone? I'm trying to unmute you. There you go. So we had an extension for you. How old is Mr. Malone? How old are you today?
18.
Are you still in high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we had given you an extension. Excuse me. I guess, okay. Back in July, you had an accident and you didn't have insurance and you didn't have a driver's license.
No, ma'am.
We gave an extension to August 24th. You weren't there. Then we have a new charge August 13th for public intoxication. Was he picked up? Okay, and you did go to jail for that. We need to get your cases back on track. And he's graduated, right? Are you at Temple High School?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're a senior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me walk you back through this. I have some notes here, but on the driver's license charge, how are you pleading? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Sorry, let me back up. Do you understand the meaning of those? I know we might have talked about it, but
I understand.
guilty, when you plead guilty, you're saying I did this, and this is not just for your benefit. There are other people here who may not know this, okay? But guilty is I did it, okay? Not guilty is I'm contesting it. I want the case proven against me at trial. And no contest is I'm not going to say I did or didn't do it. Go ahead and sentence me. I'm not going to say yes or no, okay? Do you understand those options?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about those pleas and what they mean?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And I think you have a parent with you today?
Yes, no, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. What is your name?
Lakeisha Malone.
Hi, Ms. Malone.
Hello.
You're welcome to be here. He's 18, so he doesn't require a parent, but I'm always glad to see parents being involved with their young people, especially when we've got so many things happening. It's kind of a lot happening. On the license charge, this is alleged for July 3rd, no license. The costs and fines, if you paid them outright, are $181. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Guilty.
And then on the insurance charge from that same stop, and it's $281. How are you pleading?
Guilty.
And then on the public intoxication charge, that one, and you were 17, I think, when that happened. It is $296.90. How are you pleading?
Guilty.
Okay. And a question, I know they picked you up and took you to jail. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever been in a lockdown facility before?
No, ma'am.
How long were you there?
A day.
What was that experience like for you? Could you articulate a little bit?
Yeah, it was kind of odd. I never did it before, so went to.
Not a great place to make friends.
No.
Were you with anybody else? When
Yes,
this
ma'am.
happened, the intoxication?
Yes, ma'am.
Friends that you hang out with, or?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Not a good crowd, maybe?
Yes, ma'am.
You're underage, you're publicly intoxicated. What's going on with that?
It was a party, and I just,
You partook.
yeah.
Yeah. Mom, can you kind of weigh in? What's going on with him? There's a lot here. There's a lot going on here. Can you tell me what's going on at home?
All I can say is everything's been pretty okay. It's like when he hit the 18-year-old, it's like, there's not too much going on at home. It's the friends that he's hanging with.
Mhm. Okay. Were you
That's all.
surprised? Mom, were you surprised when he was in jail?
Yes. Mhm.
Did not like him?
No.
But were you surprised when you found out who he was hanging out with?
Yes, the little boys that he hung out with. Yeah, I kind of knew of them, but I was surprised at their actions as well. Yeah.
So I don't know, Kevon, is it Kevon or Kevon?
Kevon.
Kevon. Okay, I apologize. I'll try to get that right. Kevon, normally I'm looking at teen court, but I've got someone just perpetually not coming in. So what prompted you today to get on into the meeting, get it set up?
Yes, ma'am.
What prompted that for you? Like what triggered that you finally did that?
Well, because I haven't been showing up, but then they had gave me a letter to show up, and then I had realized I haven't went because I went for the past couple of days, and they kept on sending me to another date because I haven't, set up. So then they told me to send an email out, and then I sent one out, and then when they sent me back for the teen court, I didn't fill out the paperwork for that.
Okay. I'm not sure what all that was, but has he been having trouble getting scheduled?
No,
I'm just checking with a staff member. Hold on.
he came here. And so I asked them if they had insurance coverage. And he said, I don't know, ask my mom. So I gave him an extension to come back. They did not have coverage for that day.
Gotcha.
And then, so then that's when I put that recommendation into you, and he said, but we had extended him until we got your answer on that, and then he just didn't come back.
And I think I got a little confused. He was not faulted for this accident.
Yes.
He was.
He was faulted for that accident, and so say whether or not.
They didn't write an offense though, faulting him. He just has no insurance and no license.
Right.
So I don't think they formally faulted him because it would have to be a charge. Yeah. So what happened with the accident? Let's back up.
Okay, so my grandma, she wanted to go to the store to get some stuff for the house. And I told her I'd take her. And I was driving, and then when I hit a corner, I hit the car. And instead of stopping, I kept on going.
You left the scene. And then they caught up with you and gave you the tickets.
Yes, ma'am.
You T-boned that car? How did you hit it?
Well, it was like a bump because when I was turning, the car was already parked. I just I
You
hit
a
it.
parked car.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did your grandmother know you aren't licensed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So everybody in your household needs to get really clear. If I'm in the car with you and I say, here are the keys, you can drive, and I know that you're legally not allowed to drive, I am committing an offense, and so are you. So if mom's making the keys available, or grandma's making the keys available, or brother or aunt, if anybody's making those keys available, they're subject to being charged as well. And, pandemic is not an excuse for that because
they gave her a ticket as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I wasn't aware.
Yeah, that's an appropriate thing to have happen. It's called, unauthorized, allowing a non-licensed driver to drive. It's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a crime, So partly, I don't know grandma's mental capacity, but she clearly didn't feel like she can drive. So what I want to say to you is y'all got to find an alternative until you're lawful. And in regards to that, I guess my next question is, what are you doing about getting a license?
I'm not doing any, I don't have a driver's license.
Okay, and you'll just let other people drive you around the rest of your life, or are you
No,
working
ma'am.
on it? You gonna
I'm
work
not.
on it?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to work on it.
When?
After I get my ID, I have to get an appointment for January the 22nd.
So the ID isn't connected to the license. You just
We
have
don't
to
have a
get,
reliable vehicle right now to have him test drive and learn how to drive right now at the moment.
see, even before he does that, he has to go through either a school, usually it's a school, and then, you get a permit. And at
Yeah.
18, there's less that you have to do. So you're right for that process. At 18, he has to do the 2 online classes. Yeah, there's a single online adult class, and you go to the DPS website. You can figure out from their website everything you need to do. And, you get a permit that will allow you to drive with another adult for 6 months in the front seat. Is that right? And then you take your test. So, I mean, I think that process needs to be engaged because, yes, I understand the car isn't reliable, but y'all are probably working on that because the family needs that to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
And then y'all need people who are going to be taking grandma out to be licensed so that she's not in trouble and you're not in trouble. That's a very expensive level of trouble. I mean, grandma's probably got a $200+ ticket and you've got more than that going on. So I guess part of me thinks, why don't we engage the teen court process and give you 30 days to get that first class done and that permit in your hand?
Yes, ma'am.
How much will that cost? We have to look online.
I think we think that class is about $35, and you do it online. And I thought there was one more that they did that was free that was all about a safety thing. But okay. Can we send them a link to that? We can send you a link, but you're going to have to dig and do that part. I mean, we're not here to make that happen for you. That's part of teen court, is being responsible enough to look for a solution. Okay. So we can provide a link, but then at that point, you're going to have to figure out what exactly you need, because you may have to get some kind of, are you attending school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I think you do have to certify with the school that, you are attending in order to get a license when you're still in school. I'm not positive on an adult license, and that's my only pause. And you'll be looking at an adult you're an adult. Okay, you got to start adulting, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With teen court, each case requires a $10 fee. And there are 3 cases here that I want to put into the teen court process. The good news is if you do everything that you agree to, I'm sorry, the coordinator's reminding me that you time served the intoxication charge. And so it's not a case for us right now. But the 2 driving related offenses we would put into teen court. There would be two fees, and it would total $20.
Yes,
Is it
ma'am.
possible to pay that today?
No, not today.
Okay. When could that be paid?
Tomorrow.
Okay. On the 18th. I'm going to have to get your paperwork signed today. Can y'all get up here to sign the paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can we do that by noon?
Yes.
Okay. And then the next thing is, I usually, the permit in the class. Let's go 30 days. And I say that because I need to check in. January 19th would be when you would turn in the permit.
January 19th.
Right. So you will have enrolled, gotten your class done, and gotten your permit and turned it in. And that means today you're going to have to get going on that. Hold on just a moment. Okay. So you would recommend 16? Okay. The coordinator is letting me know that she thinks that it might take a little longer to get into DPS because you will have to go take a test with them, the written test, right? Okay. 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 So what she's telling me is you'll complete your class and you'll get a certificate of completion, and then you have to take it to DPS. And, you know, that's making an appointment to go take it up there to get the permit.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
not a going to take a test, but you do have to go. And the way they're running that show right now, it's taking some time. And so she's telling me that we need to focus instead of January 19th on February 18th for that to be completed with y'all. And if it's not, then you need to be up here getting set up for a meeting so we can talk about it.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm trying to do is help you get your license and get lawful and avoid quite literally an almost $500 fine. So can you keep that in mind and focus
Yes, ma'am.
on time?
Yes,
How motivated are you to deal with this problem?
Very, because I do not want to pay the 500.
Right? Are you working?
No, ma'am.
You're a student, that's your job, so that's acceptable, you know, but really this isn't mom and dad's responsibility. You're 18. So it's yours, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Come sign your paperwork. We'll have some information for how to get your license, and your deadlines will be on there. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I'll make that order for that. And what I'll tell you is, if you wind up with problems or questions, you can call Ms. Gonzalez, or you can set up a meeting to visit with me as well, like this, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Malone, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Malone.
Thank you.
Ms. Adkins, I'm unmuting you. Can you hear me, Ms. Adkins?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay. We have a single charge of speeding, and it looks like we've got, I think, just a plea of no contest. How are you pleading to the charge?
I pleaded guilty.
Okay. And then we're looking for community service as a possible option. Is that right?
Depending on what's offered, yes, ma'am.
Okay. The ticket is 264. Are you still working with Prime Therapeutics?
Yes, this is my second week. I'm still in training.
Okay. And what is your take-home pay there? Do you know?
It's $14 an hour.
Okay. Do you know what your weekly take-home will look like?
Like $4.50 a week.
Okay. And then you have children?
Yes, ma'am. I have 2 daughters.
Okay. And is the other parent helping?
No, ma'am. It's just I'm a single parent.
Okay. Are they ordered to help?
Yes, but they're not working, so.
You're just not getting it. They're not
Correct.
helping. Do you get utility assistance?
No, I've been looking for utility assistance, but haven't found any.
I think you'll be better off with income. I think you'll be better off with income.
Yeah, I have. Just need more than one.
It looks like a good position, and I'm glad for you. Do you think your food stamps will go down?
No.
Okay. The rent is very high. Are you the only responsible person paying on that rent?
My mom was here, but she moved out. We actually signed a lease together. Yeah, I'm handling all the responsibilities.
Gotcha.
Trying to.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm looking at the insurance that you put down of $200 a month. Is that taken out of your paycheck or?
Yes, that's for my car insurance.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the information you provided on the payment financial application is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I am making a finding by way of that application that you are what we call indigent. That legally means unable to make payment. And when I do that, then I'm allowed to order community service.
Okay.
And looking at your balance, give me just one moment to find it. Where did I put it? Here it is. I found it. Thanks. It's 13 hours
Total. Okay.
And we're going to provide a list for you of places where you can go to do the community service, but any nonprofit is acceptable, provided you're not paid to work there and provided that they know you're there. The person in charge is authorized to sign off on those hours. And we'll give you a document sheet to keep track of your hours. Can you pick the documents up today to utilize for this?
Can I get it from the Colleen court? I have to come to
No,
Temple.
because they're not the Temple court. We can email them to her, right? We can email them to you actually,
Okay,
because I don't need your signature on this.
Okay.
So we can email them to you. If you're living in Colleen, I see that you are, you're going to need to look for a nonprofit over there. I've tried to keep a list of Colleen nonprofits. And there are a lot of fly by night. I used to live over there, so I know, I mean, things just come and go pretty fast. So I do know the animal shelters over there. Some of the animal shelters over there have let people do work there. And some of the food banks have let people do work there. So those are kind of things you might try if you're not going to drive over to Belton. I've got a few in Belton that have stayed very steady. And then there's many in Temple that have stayed very steady. But Colleen, I just haven't had a lot of luck. I just wind up updating the list over and over and over.
Okay.
Because they come and go.
Have the Belton and Temple and Colleen nonprofits?
Anywhere, you can work at any nonprofit in the state of Texas.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, as long as they are willing to fill out the timesheet that we're going to give you and that they will take a call and we can verify your hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to give that a deadline of February 18th. That should be plenty of time. But if you find that you can't get it done, you need to contact the court before your deadline to ask for an extension so that you don't go to warrant. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
There'll be on the front cover page a list of instructions, and it should address all the questions you have, frankly, because that's what it's designed to do.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Ms. Torres, trying to get you to unmute and engage your video. Okay. Hi, Ms. Torres.
Hello.
There you go. How old are you today?
I'm good.
Good. How old are you today?
I'm actually 16.
Okay. Where's your mom or dad?
Mom, she said she couldn't assist today. She's actually
Okay.
at work.
You have another parent there?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna have to reschedule you. I can't move forward without a parent there. But I can ask you a quick question. We were looking for your permit to be given to us by September 15th. It's December and we don't have it. So we're looking at, you know, convicting you on the teen court. Have you gotten your permit yet?
Well, actually, my mom had made an appointment for next month because the one that we had went to the first time, they said that we had to get a school enrollment, and well, we actually forgot that paper. That was the only paper that we had forgotten, and they said they couldn't do anything to give us the permit until we had the school enrollment.
Right. So do you know when your appointment is going to be?
I'm not quite sure, but I know it's on January. I think it's on the 16th. I believe it's not on the 16th.
Okay. Let me check that date. I think what I'm going to do is reschedule you for the 18th. Yeah, I don't think you'll be on the 16th because that's a Saturday.
I
The
know. I'm sorry. I know it's around next month, but I'm not quite sure the date.
Okay, I'm going to reschedule you for January 21st.
Mhm.
And we'll mail that and email that to you and your mom. Okay?
Okay.
But I can't proceed right now because there's no parent. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll see you in January. Okay?
Okay.
Write the date down. We'll send it, but write it down and tell your mother, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. All right. No parent. Just home. Mr. Roundtree, let's go ahead and try to get you visual as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
So are you still 17? Have you turned 18?
I'm
Sorry?
still 17. I'm still
You're gonna
17.
have to turn your volume up and you're gonna have to speak into your microphone. There we go. Go ahead.
Is that better?
I think so. What were you saying?
Excuse me?
What were you saying to me? I asked you the question
cannot.
of whether you were 18 yet.
Oh, no, I'm still 17.
Okay, and who's in the room with you?
Me and my grandmother.
Okay, hi, grandmother. What is
Hi,
your name? What is your name, ma'am?
Pamela Williams.
1L or 2?
In Williams, it's 2.
Well, I was thinking in Pamela, but
It's 1.
okay. All right, I guessed right. Okay, and it looks like y'all are in the car, but you're not driving, right?
Oh, no,
No.
we're outside the municipal building.
Oh, okay. Oh. They sent you this morning. Okay, got it. So there's a driver's
Yeah,
license
yeah.
restriction charge, and the fines and costs are $181 if you pay it. I have teen court as a possible option, and there are some others. My first question to you, though, is do you understand the options for pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes,
How are you pleading to the charge?
guilty.
Okay. Where do you go to school?
Temple High School.
Are you a senior?
No, I'm a sophomore.
Okay, great. And are you attending school regularly at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your violation restriction, do you understand your restriction?
Yes, I was driving without an adult in the car with me.
Right. And you disregarded a traffic control device left turn only. They did not cite you for that. They did write it as it's a PC for stop. And officer did note that he felt that you did know you were in the wrong lane and that you needed to go straight. I guess he was just very concerned about this. What happened that you violated your restriction?
Oh, my grandma had shingles at the time, and she sent me to go drop her friend off some food like she normally does. And so there was nobody else to take it because my grandpa wasn't home at the time either.
Yeah.
So she just sent me. I was only last option.
Right. Well, it's illegal. Was your grandmother given a ticket too?
Huh?
Was your grandmother ticketed as well?
No.
Okay. It's not legal for you to do that. That restriction isn't a guideline or a suggestion, it's the law. It's written on your license for a really particular reason. Did you cause an accident?
No.
Okay. There's a $20 teen court fee, and we could do teen court, but you're going to have to take a class and, you may have had a class recently to get that permit, but you're going to need to take another one because.
Wait,
you're
can
not
you
following the
repeat that
rules.
last part again?
Yeah, you're going to need to take a class because you're not following the rules as it is, and you just took one.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And it will be at your own expense. And I want it in 30 days.
30 days?
Can you pay your $20 teen court fee today?
Yes.
Okay.
Ask her to
Give
repeat.
us a few minutes to get your paperwork ready, and then you can come on in the building and sign it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
No.
Okay, wait 10 minutes and then call to come in, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I agree with you, but at the end of the day, I'm either going to make him pay or try to get him to do something safer.